What's up? Welcome back to Nowstalgia. Dave here with a review of Relay, the new thriller film from David Mackenzie, starring Riz Ahmed and Lily James. This film premiered back at Toronto last year and is now out via Bleecker Street, and it's the first David Mackenzie directed film since Outlaw King, released on Netflix back in 2018. Of course, Outlaw King, the Big Robert the Bruce epic starring Chris Pine, Mackenzie's follow-up to his 2016 banger Hell or High Water, multiple Oscar nominations, great movie. I love both those movies. And now it's been a pretty long wait for David Mackenzie, and I've been obviously looking forward to whatever that would be next. And I'm very happy with what we got with Relay. David Mackenzie's thriller film Relay is very entertaining for the intelligence it's displaying. This fixer character played by Riz Ahmed, who helps whistleblowers get out of sticky situations with very clear process to protect his identity and the safety of his clients. A New York City movie that actually shot in New York. The minutia of the fixer's process in this movie, facilitating all of his phone calls via a text-to-type device used for deaf people, and the tri-state relay service as an intermediary for all his conversations, really keeps the movie on edge. It holds tension at a really precise level. Riz is able to command a lot of presence in this role that doesn't have him talking a lot for the majority of the movie. It's a very precise yet creative spin on a corporate espionage style thriller, and Lily James is pretty well cast as the desperate person in need of the fixer services. I definitely think the setup to the movie and the first half is a lot stronger than the movie's conclusion. There's a twist that eventually happens in the film that definitely switches up the energy of where you were as the movie gets a bit more frantic. But overall, I was really happy with the movie. I think it was really well done. Thinking about Riz Ahmed, I mean, this is really his first big lead role since like Sound of Metal. It's been a minute. Obviously, he's been around. He's had a lot of supporting work lately. This has some similarities to Sound of Metal, right? Obviously, using a device for people that are hard of hearing or deaf, direct connection there, but also a role where he doesn't emote as much for large stretches, at least verbally. I don't think he even speaks for the first half hour of the film, but he's a really strong silent performer with his presence, with his mannerisms. And I really got to hammer down on that tri-state relay service, like text-to-talk, device that the movie has. And we cycle through many of these middlemen at this relay service, speaking out the words being typed by Riz, and then he gets to read these words back as he's interacting with the client. I think it's just a really great device for the film. Watching his process with this very analog device, right, and seeing how locked in he is with keeping everything safe as he has all these burner phones, these one and done smartphones that he uses and destroys after one call. It's just great thriller stuff. And you get a lot of other classic stuff with the cat and mouse, with the disguises, the White Knight motivations. I think Sam Worthington as the leader of these goons who are trying to get the information that Lily James's character has stolen from her old employer. I think Worthington does quite well in the villain role, honestly. And they're maybe one note as villains in a sense, but they come across as worthy adversaries that need to consistently be thwarted by Riz's fixer character, as he has to really pull out all the stops to do his job properly. There's a lot of great New York scenes, something very tense in Times Square, great airport sequence earlier in the movie that's really great. Also, there's, I think, a lot of depth to Riz's character of Ash that we get as the movie progresses, learning about his alcoholism and what motivated him to become someone who helps people do good, and his reasons behind all that. I think there's just enough characterization there. I mentioned the third act twist, which I won't spoil, but I will say that I wasn't really looking ahead for any twists. I'm usually not someone who directly thinks about twists unless they're really beat over the head with me. That being said, there starts to be some things where you're like, oh, this person is not doing things competently. Eventually that explains why the twist happens the way it does. But I was almost content for the movie to not have that twist at all and just kind of be more straightforward the entire time. I also got to note that this film involves taking a train to Poughkeepsie from New York City on the Metro North Railroad, and actually concludes with a scene at the Poughkeepsie train station. as someone who's from that area, that was very surreal to see that on film and from a wide release like this. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I really liked it. I thought Riz is excellent. I thought Lily James is pretty good. Sam Worthington very good, and Mackenzie's just kind of POV of how he transmits and communicates the flow of information in this show. Or sorry, in this film as it goes, and the really consistent level of tension for through those first two acts before things start to fall apart at the end. Yeah, Relay. Really like the movie. Let me know, though, what'd you think of this thriller film? Did you like it? What'd you like most about it? Let me know. And for more movie reviews, subscribe. And I'll see you next time.